Hey, beautiful people, I pray that you are blessed and highly favored. Once again, I am so honored to be back before you guys with another video, continuing with our series, Things I Wish I Known Before I Got Married. If you don't know, my name is Kanisha Burkering. Big up to my husband, Richard Burkering. Beat up your chest, beat up your chest. And I have been getting a lot of messages, a lot of calls, and I'm so honored that these videos are not a waste of my time nor yours, and that you are being blessed by it. And hopefully, and I pray, God know in my heart, I pray that your marriage will come out stronger, your marriage will come out better, your marriage will come out invincible, okay, untouchable. Okay, I genuinely, from the depths of my heart, pray that whenever you come out of what you're going through, that you too will be stronger, better, and wiser. Now, let's get into this video. If you haven't as yet, follow us on Facebook. That's our main platform. We are also on YouTube and Instagram. I do put my video on TikTok thanks to my 13-year-old daughter. Thank you, Autumn. And let's help marriages, y'all. Let's help marriages. And I feel like me being so open and vulnerable is really touching a lot of people, because let's be honest, a lot of people don't like putting their dirty business out there. However, I feel like if I come on and be fake and phony, who am I helping? Like, really, who am I helping? Okay, and so sharing our struggles and sharing the things that have really challenged our marriage and challenged our intimacy and our oneness and our peace, I believe will help you through your challenges and through what is taking away your peace and your joy in your home. Now, I am in chapter 3 of the book. I'll place a link above or below this video so you can get a copy for yourself. I have the ebook, which I prefer to get first, and then I will get the physical book so that it's in my home for my children and for my husband, because I feel like books are a very good investment. It can be passed on from generation to generation, and on top of that, your kids, your home would have the knowledge in it if they're not just leaving the book to sit and collect dust. Okay, so I don't know, the atmosphere is very calm today and I love it. Like, you guys know you can get any side of me on this video. You can get the crazy excited Ken, or you can get the very calm Ken. And today I feel like that energy today, like that. So bear with me if you're someone who get bored easily or will fall asleep to my voice. Okay, so first of all, one of the questions that I've gotten is, why did I want a divorce? Why did I want a divorce? And for me, it was my peace. Like, one thing that I would say to my husband is that you're my builder, but occasionally you're also my destroyer. And you gotta figure out which one you want to be to your partner. Do you want to be constantly building them, or do you want to build them a little then destroy them a little? Because if you're building a little and destroying a little, what are you doing? You know, because that person that you say you're in love with is going to be stagnant or is going to be crushed and broken. And I feel like men, I don't know why, I feel like men have the ability, obviously women do as well, but I feel like it's more of a man thing. It's both way, but I feel like men, when a woman gives their entire self to a man, that man has the power to build and to destroy. We all do, but I don't know. I feel like men have the upper hand for some reason, right? And I believe what we've been through brought me to a space where I got to a place where I was like, babe, I love you. I love you, I do. But I love me too. And I love me enough to know when something is not healthy. And I love me enough to know when it's time to say, Ken, you've tried your best. You spoke to your mind, you spoke your heart. And if they're not willing to meet you where you are asking them to meet you, then it's time to go. Okay? And it was, I feel, a way of me protecting my peace, protecting my health, protecting my well-being, protecting my kids. And sometimes when you're in this space and you're the one who's causing the hurt and causing the pain, you sometimes don't see what you are doing. You just think, oh, I'm just making myself heard. I'm just saying my piece. And I feel like we have this culture, this behavior as Black people, that I'm gonna say what I want, how I want, what I want. You take it or you leave it. You wouldn't do that in your workplace, would you? Unless you get fired. You wouldn't do that to certain people in your life unless they'll cut you out without even a thought. And so when you are in your home, you gotta bring that same energy, that same mindset that you have in your workplace or that you have for people that you look up to and honor. How you honoring people outside your home and you can't honor your wife, you can't honor your husband? Like how, right? And so back to the question is, I just got to a place where I felt like we were hitting heads and nothing wasn't moving, nothing wasn't giving way. And it's constantly, and it's like, I'm speaking, you speaking, I'm shouting, you shouting, both our ears are closed. We're not getting anywhere. So for my peace, I was like, I love you, I do. But we're not going anywhere with this. We're just hurt. We're just hurting each other, mishandling each other. And I don't want to do this anymore. I don't. And I feel when I got to a place where I was willing to let it go and not be afraid, and we spoke about it, and I was like, I think this is best for us. I feel like sometimes we have to get to that place for that person to see that shooks, she mean it this time, or he mean it this time. And I best fix up before I lose this person. And when you know that you're a good one, like, shooks. If you lose me, that's it. Like, I know my worth. I know my value. And I know that if I leave, you've lost something. And I feel like you have to get there in your marriage. You have to get there in your relationship sometimes for the other person to fix up, for the other person to grow up. You have to get to a place where I know my worth. And I know that I'm worth it all. Like, and I'm not even joking. Now, on the flip side, you need to know your worth. You need to work on yourself inwardly so much that you know you put in the work. You know you've matured. You know you speak respectfully. You know that you give this person honor and respect regardless. So if things break and you guys go your separate way, you know you gave 100%, 110. Okay? And when I say inwardly, I mean you are seeking God. You are praying that anything that is not of Him is cut out of you. You are reflecting and realizing, yo, I need to work on this area in my life. I need to fix up in this area of my life. And you consistently work on yourself and build on yourself. And let me tell you, self-growth and self-development is a journey that you need to plan and you need to commit to. Any area in your life that you feel like you need work on, listen, there's books. I say this all the time in my videos. There's books, there's courses, there's mentors, there's audibles, there's YouTube, there's Google. Like, if you're not growing, if you're not becoming your best self daily, it's not on anyone but you. And let's go back to peace. Peace is on you. Peace is on you. Peace of mind is on you. You are responsible for your peace. You are responsible for who you allow in your life, in your face, taking your time. You are responsible for that. And so if your peace is being taken, if your well-being is in crisis, that's on you. And when I look back, I was suffering with insomnia. I couldn't sleep. And when I did fall asleep because my body was tired, when I got up, I wasn't rested. Like, you sleeping, you're not getting any rest. Yeah. My eating habit was poor. And now I look back, I'm like, I was in a bad place, and I didn't even know how much my peace of mind that was taken from me was affecting every area of my life. And when your peace is taken, let me tell you, you don't function at 100. You don't function well. And so I personally, I can't stress how personal this is, that I am at a stage in my life, even just marital wise, right? If my peace is ever interrupted, and I'm not talking about those one-off disagreement, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about them constant problems, like the baby stuff, the ongoing insecurities, the ongoing disrespect. I'm at that stage in my life where I'm not having that. I'm not, my kids are getting older. I'm going up in age. My motto is forever young. And anything that's going to interrupt my youth, my peace, my well-being, I'm gonna say with love, I'm sorry, but this is not working. And sometimes I feel like we have to step away from the people that we love and the people that we committed or made a vow to for our own health and our own wealth. Like, we just have to step back. But I thank God for where we are right now, because we both had to wake up. We both had to wake up and say, we gotta do things differently. We gotta deal with things differently. Even if we don't understand one another, we have to deal with it maturely, okay? We have to speak to each other, even when we're upset, with respect. Basic stuff. That's just basics. Basic. And if we can't do that, then you don't truly love me enough. Because if we are talking about a God-based marriage, we know that love is kind, love is peace, love is patient. Let's read this. It says 1 Corinthians 13:48. It says, love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hope all things, endure all things. Love never ends. And what I love about this is that it is blatantly telling you what love is. And if you can't step up to the plate and love me well, I'm gonna have to remove myself, because life that we've been given is precious. And when we were dating, you weren't treating me like this, because if you were, we would have never gotten married. And this is not for everybody, because some people saw the signs, they saw the disrespect, and they went ahead. Okay? But now maybe your self-worth and your self-love has rose to the occasion. And you're like, no, we began like this, but this ends today. It's done. And as I said, I don't know where we've gotten this from. Maybe it's the social media, maybe it's the way we've been grew up on television shows and stuff like that, where we've gotten this lie that just because we're upset, we deal with each other anyhow. If you're a broken person, I can't heal you. I can't. I can assist you in your healing by being there. But when you're trying to tear me down because of your brokenness, I have to protect myself, because if I stay in this, you might tear me down to the place where I can't even pick myself back up, right? And this is why we got to be careful of helping everyone. Not everyone is our assignment. Not everyone is our duty, right? And so the reason why I wanted to leave was I just felt like I just got to a place where I wanted peace. I wanted peace. And if you couldn't give me peace, then you weren't the one for me. All right? And I believe I got to that place because I realized that I'm worth that. I'm worth peace. If I believe everyone is worth peace, and I'm going to give you that respect. Okay? And I'm going to come to you correctly. But if you can't do the same for me, something's wrong. Okay? So I'm hoping that I'm touching on everything. But let's go. You know? So right now I want to talk about the importance of learning your person. The Bible talks about learning your wife, knowing your wife. Okay? And I believe as wives, we need to know our husbands. Knowing and learning each other, we know what works, we know what doesn't work, we know what upset that person, we know what that person doesn't like or what that person like, and we need to honor that by doing that. And this is where the book goes into knowing your love language and knowing your spouse's love language, so that you are able to keep intimacy and love rising and not decreasing. You see, when you come off of that love high, you know, when you meet that person, your heart is racing, you can't get them out of your head, you can't get them out of your mind, you constantly want to be around them. Once that love high goes, you still got to maintain your marriage. You still got to maintain your relationship. And some people think when that goes, oh, I'm not in love anymore. No, the love high is gone. Now is the real test on whether you really did love that person, or that was just baby feelings. You know, that childhood feeling. That wasn't grown folk stuff. Okay? And so now you have to manage your marriage. It's called marriage maintenance. You have to maintain your marriage. And one example that I love is if you have a car, right? You have to learn how to take care of that car, right? You have to learn when to put oil in it, when to put water in it, what kind of gas you put in it. You can't put petrol in a diesel car. That car is done, okay? Unless you bring it to the shop to get the diesel out and put the right gas in, right? And so as human beings, as people, we have a way, we have a certain a gas type that we need, a certain love language that we need, a certain behavior, okay, or expression that makes us feel loved. And the way that we need to find this out is what we're going to talk about today. So these are what Gary said are the love languages that he found. He found word of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. Now, I've done a video on this already if you want to look into it more, right? But what Gary is saying is these are love languages. And you need to find out what one is yours and what one is your spouse. And you need to consistently, daily do things in their love language to make them feel love and to also feel love. Your spouse needs to do the same for you. Now, say, for example, I said this before, my husband's love language is mainly act of service, okay? That's what he does for me. So that's how I know, oh, my husband love acts of service. That's how he feel love. So now when he asks me to do something and I'm doing something, but it's not necessarily important, I'm gonna jump on what he asks because that's how he feel loved. That's how he feel appreciated. Where before I'll be like, oh baby, I'm doing something, and he'll get a hump and I couldn't understand. It's like me saying, baby, I need a hug, or going for a hug, and he'd be like, babe, I'm busy. I would be upset, right? And so it is feeding that love language, so that person feels loved, so that person feels full, okay? Now, I have a lot of female friends around me who've recently been married, and one of the things they said is that, oh, we got married and everything that he used to do before, he doesn't do it anymore. And that's a bad thing. That's not a good thing. That's not marriage maintenance. You got married and now you stop taking care of the relationship. You got a car and you no longer take care of your car. You no longer wash your car, bring your car to get washed, bring your car to get cleaned. You don't put petrol or diesel or whatever gas your car use in it, or you don't charge your car. If you don't charge your car, baby, your car will die. It won't run anymore. If you don't put diesel, gas, or petrol, or whatever your car use in your car won't work for you. And so if your marriage is not working for you, you're not putting into your marriage what your marriage needs to work. And we had to learn that. And we had to grow up. And we had to start putting in the date nights, putting in the our time, putting in the things that we like, making it a priority. Oh, baby, date night. What day this week? Making it a priority to feed the need of your spouse. Feed them, water them, right? And it's so crazy. When you start to water your marriage, water your spouse, giving them words of affirmation if that's what they need, giving them a surprise gift if that's what they need, a touch, whatever they need, quality time. When you get to that space, you will be surprised how better your marriage is or become, even better than the beginning, even better than the love rush. Because now you're forming this connection and this friendship that was never there. Now you're going deeper. You're going deeper, and so everything is deep. The sex become deeper, the intimacy become deeper, the conversation become deeper, even the silence become deeper. We ain't talking, but we still connected, right? How do you find your love language? One, he said, observe your behavior. How do you love, right? So me, I love to touch. I love hugs. I love kisses. I love the romantic stuff. That's how I love. So that's my love language. What would I complain about? I'll complain, oh baby, you haven't spent time with me. You haven't touched me. You weren't close to me. You know, I want quality time. I want touch. And I do feel you can have different love languages, different time. But what is your main one, right? So what do you complain about? What is your often request? What do you often request? Like I often request, oh babe, you want to go out and eat? Quality time. I go for my hugs. I go for my kisses, you know? So you got to look at how you love, observe yourself. What do you complain about and what you ask for? And also the same, observe your spouse. What do they do? How do they show love, right? What do they complain about? And what do they request? And respect that. Respect that this is how, oh, this is the way I am. Excuse me? I don't feel loved the way you are. Okay? So if you truly love this person, respect them. Figure out their love language. They love chat, they love talk. And do it. Do it. Find time to do it. Find time to do it daily. And here's the thing. It's something you have to learn. And it's something you have to commit to. You got to commit to it every day. Commit to it every day. It's practice. One thing with my husband, he wasn't hugged a lot as a child and as an adolescent. Me, I grew up with how much siblings, right? 11 siblings, which means there was a lot of touching, there was a lot of playing, there was a lot of love, right? And so to be with someone who don't know what it means to hug, who don't understand what it means to just cuddle, I had to teach him. And sometimes you're with someone who's completely opposite to you or do not understand your way of love. And I realized you have to sometimes teach them, because here's the thing, you can't give what you never had, and you can't give what you don't have. So you trying to get something out of someone that they don't have it to give. But here's where you have the power to now give it to them. Now, instead of me complaining, oh, baby, you haven't hugged me, this and that, I go for my hugs. I go for my kisses. I go for my time. Baby, I need your time, right? I need your attention. I go for it. And while I'm going for it, I am teaching him, oh, shoots, this is what that means. You know, I notice now Richard love touches, rubbing head, rubbing his back. It feels nice, right? I give touches because that's what I love giving. Okay, that's how I love. But I also know he loves acts of services, so I will give that as well. Figure out your person. If this is your person, if this is who you say you love, figure them out and pour into them, pour into them, pour into them the things that they love. And once they are filled, they'll pour back on you. And I've realized that sometimes we are on different journeys. Somebody might be on their self-love journey, and so they might be in a better space, a better understanding. That is not for you to criticize the person who's not there yet, but that is for you to love them until they're there. Have those conversations, until they're there, right? Because it's a commitment. My thing is when you're in a marriage and one person is absolutely tapped out, like they're no longer with you. I'm talking about marriages where you both want this, because if you both don't want it, then it's a lost cause, right? Because a marriage, the one that I'm talking about, is two people, right? Two people working together to get there, where it's a teamwork. As I said, teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. Teamwork. Marriage is teamwork. And when the team is working together in one accord, when the team is working together, right? No blame, no hate, no irritation. It will work, right? And so when you hear me read the scriptures, don't look at your spouse, look at yourself. Look at yourself, work on yourself, have the conversation and pray for them, right? So by answering these questions, by observing yourself, by seeing what you complain about and what you request more, you'll find out your love language, you find out your spouse's love language, and now it's having that conversation, getting everything out there, and now working to fill each other up. But I think what is more important is filling yourself up. I feel like I had to fill myself up to be in a place where I can receive filling and keep the filling, keep the water, and be able to give it back. Sometimes we can sabotage ourselves. Sometimes we can put up all the walls to protect ourselves. And here's the thing, once you're protecting yourself from your spouse, there's no way this love can flourish. You have to make yourself vulnerable, right? And remember, I'm talking about marriages where the two is in it, yeah? Not where one have tapped out. Because there's a time to guard yourself. There's a time to protect yourself. And there's a time to go all in. You got to figure out what season you're in, okay? This love language questionnaire is also online, so I'll put the link in this video above or below. I was talking about sometimes you need to love your person completely for them to learn to love. Because remember, sometimes we are brought up in ways that we don't know. We really genuinely don't know. And so you sometimes have to teach your person how to love, okay? And that might hurt because it's like you're giving. But if this person's in it with you, they'll click. Trust me. If they genuinely want you, right, and want you, the marriage, they'll click and be like, oh, this is how you do it, you know? And they'll get it. Our automatic response in a situation where you don't feel loved and where you're not getting watered is to withdraw, is to put up the walls, is to close down, is to protect yourself, right? But that's not going to help you, and that's not going to help your spouse. I would say have those conversations. Try to love again. Try to open up again. Bring yourself to love again. But most importantly, you need to pray, give it to God, commit to God, and ask God for help. I feel like our marriage would have never got into this place if God was not our foundation. You need something to stand on. You need someone to go to constantly who's there. And the only one who's ever been with me consistently is God, right? Because your spouse is going to disappoint you sometimes. Your loved one's going to disappoint you sometimes. God will never disappoint us. Never. There might be a delay, seem to be a delay. There might be a setback, but in the end, God is never disappointing. Never. He's on point with all his choices because he knows what is good for us. He knows what season we're in. He knows what we need to learn. He knows what we need to get rid of. And sometimes what we go through is our teaching, is our lesson. It's our wake-up call. Oh, I need to get rid of that. Oh, I need to stop that. Oh, it's our training, right? And once you get through it and you grow and you mature, you're going to be like, shoes, God, I needed to go through that. Thank you, God, for bringing me through that. Thank you, God, for allowing me to go through that. Because if I hadn't, I wouldn't be me today. You have to be ready to deepen your love. And deepening your love takes time. It takes work. It takes the difficult conversations. It takes pain. It takes healing. It takes love. It takes respect and honor. And when you raise your level of respect for your person, and you raise your level of honor for your person, and this is your person, and they know they're your person and you're their person, believe me, they're going to do the same, right? If they don't, well, you need to reconsider. Is this truly my person? Is this person truly for me? Because if they are, they're going to give you the respect you deserve. They're going to give you the love that you deserve. They're going to give you the honor you deserve. And listen, you don't deserve this because you're doing the most. Even when you're stepping out of line, you still deserve respect. You still deserve honor, right? And I've come to that space in my head and mind. No matter if my husband is in line or not, I'm going to give him respect and I'm going to give him honor, because one mess up, one mistake does not erase everything that we've been through, everything that he's done for me and our children. And I need to allow him to be human. Sometimes we need to allow our spouse to be humans and to mess up. And I'm not saying for them to mess you up along the way, right? But allow them space to mess up. I think mess up have its levels as well. It has its levels. There's some things that you can do that you can never take back. So keep it in mind when you're upset and frustrated. God bless you.